scaring away the buyers. Augustus O'Connor, a high school student, came to school with 2 pistols and a shotgun. He went to class when the bell rang, locked the door, and fired 2 shots in the ceiling. The school's principal told the police that Mr. O'Connor had problems with his peers. They regularly abused him and made fun of him for his appearance and his name. Augustus is a very clever and mild boy, and he was making tremendous progress in his studies. Investigating the rape, that's right.
Trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
Good. We got Eldon Guin, Ghost Hunter. I don't get it. Why aren't the police doing anything? Enormous bursts of negative metaphysical energy has been channeling through St. John's Cathedral. Soon the Antichrist will be born. He will rise up through the roof, and from there the whole city will fall under his gaze. It doesn't really actually tell me or help me with anything, just by the way. If I could get people back before that, then yeah, but thankfully it was a false alarm anyways. Add Davenport to that case. Mrs. Kronkty was visiting the park with her granddaughter and witnessed a disgusting sight. A crowd of naked people were fucking right in the middle of our beloved park. Lord Jesus, I'll never be able to sit on these benches again. Other witnesses reported sighting a group of Swedish activists from the FFF movement, Fuck for Forests. They organized public sexual acts to draw attention to the problems of deforestation and the disappearance of jungle ecosystems. Let's wait for at least one more squad before we go over there, and then we'll send 2 squads in the paddy wagon.
1112 in progress.
What do we got here? An informant reports that a container is coming into the rail station filled with girls who are being sold as sex slaves. The package is under armed guard. Fortunately, they're going to be without the paddy wagon, but they'll at least have SWAT assistance. Seeing the police, most of the guards laid down their arms and surrender, but one of them opens fire and ducks inside the rail car where the prisoners are probably being held hostage. Get out of there right now where you're still breathing. None of those were good. Okay. No. Let's just stop right there and look at my options for a second there. My options were tell him to get out of there, throw a grenade. Not a fucking flashbanger, a grenade. Or run in there with the taser. If I ran in there with the taser, my officers would have died. If I threw a grenade in there, we would have killed the civilians. Where was the good option? Like, it's so frustrating. An unkempt man snatched an Otterleaf's woman's bag and tried to escape, but she was able to catch up with him. The man then pulled out a gun and shot the woman in the stomach. Then he hid in an abandoned house. The punk is still in there and hears a wino outside, tearing his shirt and saying he'll throttle the man with his bare hands. Yeah, no, I don't know where the happy medium in some of these choices are, if we're being quite clear and honest. Some of them just baffle me to no end.
215 in progress.
Let's wait until this group of people just get back. Cool. Stirred up by rumors of layoffs, hundreds of workers gathered in front of Atticus Tower. Then someone threw some glass bottles from the building onto the crowd, and a real massacre erupted. These people are fighting to the death. According to one eyewitness, many of them aren't just carrying clubs, but pistols too. Let's send 3 squads in. And the paddy wagon. To hopefully, maybe
412 in progress.
do something down there. Of course, there's a fucking giant thing down there, too.
9 custody complete.
I need more evidence than that.
412 Officer on scene.
In the crowd, a man with a broken skull is aiming a pistol at the back of a brawling woman. Shoot the man in the arm. Someone's throwing more bottles and other debris from one of the building's windows. The crowd is furious. Get on the loudspeaker and try to calm the crowd down.
215 complete.
Kudu is just... Day 170, December 31st, Tuesday. Kudu is exhausted. It's New Year's Eve. Moonlight Soccer Stadium hosts regional athletics tournament. City medical director... tuberculosis epidemic threatens Freeburg. Bigfoot athletic shoes shop stiffs. Try that again. Bigfoot athletic shoes shop stiffs orphanage. There we go. Apparently City Hall hates me again because, you know.
Jack Boyd, Freeburg Police Chief.
Jack, it's me. I'm so glad you're alive. Jack, look, I wanted to... Well, the situation is Laura left, Jack. She went out of town and she's not coming back. She said she didn't want to see the children. She says she doesn't want to hurt them. Well, I just thought that you needed to know.
It doesn't matter. It's too late. But thank you for calling, Mrs. Markham.
Look, Jack, I can't let things drop like that. I swear, I didn't have anything to do with that terrible attack. That day, Laura came to the restaurant, waited for you about an hour, and I was with her the whole time. You do believe me, right, Jack?
Frankly, I don't care, Mrs. Markham. I really don't. Take care of yourself.
Ah, this bitch. Spain. Spain. Oh, wait, that's what I was gonna do. Oh, no, there is no catalog, never mind. We have what we have, and that's that. Fuck off with your fucking penalty bullshit, you fucking... Oh, I'm so mad.
progress.
Mr. Mordiv came to pick up his son, who's having trouble learning to tie his shoelaces. The father became hysterical and started slapping the boy's face. You idiot, look at you. You can't even tie your shoes. I can't run without...
Progress.
A man was eating a burger at the cafe, started waving his arms in the air and gasping for breath, and then fell to the floor dead. One of the other diners yelled, "I've heard 1,000 times about that washed-up sociopath Eddie. He likes putting rat poison in the food. Get the police down here." Pale man entered the store, stopped in front of the shelves in the meat section, and stood for a long time considering the display. Then he started shaking his head violently and fell to the ground. He was still conscious, so the clerk ran up to help him to his feet. The man grew even more pale, then bared his teeth and bellowed wildly like there was some kind of wild animal inside him. He then buried his teeth in the clerk's neck. It was a vicious attack as the man tore a big chunk of flesh from the clerk's throat. "I swear to God, it seemed like he grew twice his size," said the Indian man who called in to report. He then cried and said desperately that this guy is some kind of alien. I'm going to have to buy a new officer slot because I can't function with anything less than 10. I need it for shift B. Of course she was, because she was drunk. Please tell me that doesn't affect the fucking... Okay, it doesn't. Gus Vanderwalt, a former judge now retired. When I first started working as a clerk for Judge Peters, a candidate for governor came to the city during his campaign to give a speech on the steps of City Hall. He was a vile man, and I wasn't the only one who thought so. On the roof of the courthouse, a lone gunman armed with a rifle fired at the candidate as he climbed the stairs, but missed. The candidate's bodyguards immediately closed in. The lone gunner committed suicide. Since then, I always say, if you're going to take an important shot, bring a partner in case the first guy misses. I feel like this is all just the same shit. Courthouse. I think it was her. Said the courthouse as well. Already have someone on the courthouse. He said the boat station. That's the only reason I plopped another person over here. Soldier in special diving equipment designed for combat missions underwater, armed with light machine guns and underwater cutting torches. Soldiers in heavy gear carrying a ram and several types of explosives, able to breach through protected and reinforced positions and can target any object to create a tactical advantage. They usually work alongside assaulters to supply cover. Covert fighter equipped with binoculars and rifles with telescopic sights. They track field operations from a distance and provide cover. Mobile fighter equipped with assault rifle and light equipment responsible for sweeping the premises and able to penetrate a building using non-standard entryways, including windows all over the roof. And then the team commander, an experienced commander who coordinates operations, usually heads a small group of fighters during an assault. Apparently the Eddie's Burger thing was a false alarm.
412A, 1311 in progress.
A counterfeiting call. Thanks to an anonymous tip, we have learned that one of our abandoned factories is now home to a counterfeiting ring operating on an industrial scale. The criminals are armed and dangerous. That sends 6 squads then. So I feel safer about that. Let's see if we can make any leeway in this homicide case. Not that we've been able to, but We'll try. Taxi driver reports that a man driving a truck ran through a traffic light, clipped his car, then pulled up and parked illegally. These freaks have no fear. You've got to do something.
In progress. 111.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
A in progress.
Stanley Gower was Stanley Gower was on the way to his country house when he encountered a rusty car driving very slowly and veering from side to side, not allowing anyone to pass. Mr. Gower was able to slip by and shouted a few curses at the driver, but soon after, he got a flat and was forced to stop, and the rusty car caught up with him. Out climbed a giant man in ragged clothes who pulled out a wrench and started beating on the car, then took off his pants and defecated right on the windshield. Mr. Gower locked himself in the car and was afraid to move. What's this other one? Attempted murder. Not going to be able to answer that call, unfortunately.
Complete. 1311 completion. 1010B in progress.
I was trying to raise 10.
I thought I lost someone there for a second.
1110 in progress.
A black sedan rammed into a truck on the bridge and exploded soon after. We received several reports from the area that the driver was a suicide bomber and he has accomplices somewhere nearby. Let's give it a second here for that one. A representative from Salt Vault Importers reports that a large consignment of contraband salt is being unloaded at the port. Our company has been suffering losses for the past 6 months thanks to these illegal goods, but the police aren't doing anything about it, so we had to hire a private detective. While we finally found the criminals, I can't read. We have them dead to rights, but it turns out the smugglers are armed thugs, so please come do your job. This case is colder than fucking anything, man. This homicide case. Next chance I get, I'll put them on a different case. I can't make any leeway. The only other thing... Of course! I'm so glad we're almost done. You have no fucking idea. And then watch, they're gonna cut my fucking police budget tomorrow. Can't catch a break, man. Day 171, January 1st, Wednesday. New Year's Day. New Year Day. Research diapers increasing fertility 80%. Retired detective, half of all murders remain unsolved. This is true. Christopher G. Sands Ice Arena holds beard contest. Might sit around and do one more recording session. I really don't have the time. I really can't. Kudu, I'm sorry. I know you're tired, sir. Yeah, see? Again with this fucking... Fuck you, you piece of fucking shit. Getting so frustrated, man. I need another one for shift. Two for shift B. And the detective for shift B as well.
A in progress.
Miss Cabo was taking out the trash when she saw 5 guys in a doorway beating up a defenseless man. Hurry up, they're going to kill the poor guy. I should send 3 squads, but the only reason I don't is because that just leaves me too spread out.
416 in progress.
A high-pitched female voice squeaked into the phone reporting that a man at the zoo was trying to rape a giraffe.
In progress.
Of course. I don't have nearly enough people to do that.
410A complete. 416 complete.
Director of the zoo says they don't even have a giraffe.
410A in progress.
The concierge at the hotel's front desk grew frightened when 8 strange men entered the hotel and proceeded without a word straight for the elevator. They were hiding some items under the coats which looked like weapons. 10 minutes later, a series of shots and screams were reported coming from the 4th floor. I'll send everyone I can to that. Larry Cook, manager of the View Wizards window cleaning service. Several months ago, the mayor made a big stink about our staff not telling him we were going to wash his windows. He got so wound up, he nearly pulled our license. I remember after it happened, I had to personally go down to City Hall and apologize. Local caretaker, a very nice woman named Angela, joked that my man scared Rogers so bad he started splitting his work between 2 adjoining offices. Now we'll need 2 window washes if we want to take him out. Haha. How the fuck does that help me? I guess 4 and 10. I don't know if that's right, but whatever. We'll be able to answer that call.
311B in progress.
Never mind. A man in a wheelchair armed with a box of Molotov cocktails is trying to torch the home of his lawyer. Massive fight at the port. I get to lose more cop slots tomorrow because I didn't answer that fucking call. Oh, I'm heated. Absolutely rattled.
410C complete. Well, looks like we have a situation
Slipper bastard
there.
squeezed me of all my money and still lost the case. I'll die without my disability benefits. Man complains while he angrily strikes his cigarette lighter. Evacuate the lawyer's family. Disabled man ignites one of the Molotov cocktails and throws it. Shoot the disabled man. Like, I don't know what you're looking for here.
311 complete.
I'm so torn because I really wanted to finish this game today, but I played poker for half an hour instead. A visitor from the shooting range reports that a hairy man wearing black entered, pulled out a revolver, and started shooting at the manager. He has everyone running for cover and showing no signs of slowing down. A girl reports that a man with suspicious looking hair chased her down the street. He followed me all the way home and I just ran. I barely escaped.
Twelve ten complete. Nine ten C in progress.
Cynthia Yeager says that right now 6 masked men armed to the teeth are robbing a jewelry store. They have scary guns and they're shooting in all directions. There's smoke everywhere. It's just horrible. But the strangest thing is, there's a lot of people with cameras and some bearded men shouting commands at everyone. It's more than I can take. It's obviously a movie and I don't want to waste all my time here.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant soft spot.
I'm gonna ignore that call. I'm 99% sure that's just a false alarm. Young student named Alcazar Saltykov had interesting plans for the evening. He sat himself under his girlfriend's dorm window and began to serenade her, hoping to make up for the recent quarrel. Other residents of the neighborhood were awakened by the noise and someone threw some shoes at the musician. Meanwhile, other neighbors wanted to show their support for the romantic gesture. Soon the neighborhood was clearly divided into 2 camps. They started by shouting at each other, then finally went out in the street to settle the matter with bloodshed. When the call came into the place, about 25 people were already engaged in the fighting, and more neighbors continued to enter the fray. It's not even enough people, but that's as many as I can send. I already know that it's fucking Emily did some shit. It's just I have literally no frames that indicate that. If this isn't a false alarm, I'm gonna be so mad.
910C complete.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant hot spot.
I'm so tired of losing fucking officers on stupid fucking calls.
311C complete.
Man, I am livid. This has the man. The second half part, like the second part of the game has been so fucking rough. Absolutely fucking horrendously bad. For no good reason either. Anyways, I'm going to end it here. Unfortunately, I can't continue on. It's too late and I just don't have the time or the patience now. So, when we come back the next day, I will finish the game, thankfully, and then we'll move on. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and say, comment down below, subscribe, share. It helps me out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.